Good evening, friends. Today, once again, I'm in front of you to bring a very important topic of economics, that is, the basic concept of micro and macroeconomics. As you know, economy has two branches, micro and macroeconomics. You must have heard the name of a very eminent economics, G.M. Keynes, who wrote the book in 1936, The General Theory of Income and Employment. And it tells about the macroeconomics. It is the study of the whole economy, and it is the study of all economic concepts which take place in an economy, that is called macroeconomics. It covers the all entire economy, such as full employment, national income. To understand macroeconomics, we must know what is micro. First of all, you should understand the meaning of micro and macroeconomics. Micro means small and macro means big. It is very clear from the meaning itself that when we talk about micro, it is a study of a very small things. So I'll now tell you the detailed definition of this. It is the microeconomics is the study of the individual unit of the economy. For example, individual demand, individual supply, price of the commodity, profit maximization of the producer, satisfaction of the consumer, and this relates to the microeconomics. Now coming to the macroeconomics, it study the entire economy as a whole. So when we talk about national income, unemployment, inflation, depression, these all of the economy as a whole. When we study these concepts as a whole, it is known as macroeconomics. Now, how they both are interdependent. Microeconomics depend upon macroeconomics and macroeconomics depends upon microeconomics. I will tell you with example. First, with microeconomics, increase in the overall tax rate increase in the overall tax rate will influence the price of the individual goods. I think so. If the tax rate will increase of the all over goods, the price of the individual commodity will also increase. So this way how the microeconomics depends upon macroeconomics. I'll give you another example. Price of the commodity depends upon the general price level of the economy. So this again, price of any commodity will influence the general price level of the whole commodity. So this is also microeconomics depends upon macroeconomics. Now how macroeconomics depends upon microeconomics? Aggregate demand depends upon the demand of individuals. It means that aggregate demands relates to the demand of the individual consumer or individual producers. So that will make the overall aggregate demands. I'll give you the second example. National income of the country depends upon the individual income of the country. So this also macroeconomics depends upon microeconomics. So how without macroeconomics cannot take place, and without macroeconomics we cannot study microeconomics. Both are interdependent. Now I'll come to give you the definition or the difference between micro and macroeconomics. How you can differentiate. So if you take the first is micro, this micro means, and this word has come from the Greek, that is mikros, which means that is small. When we study as an individual units of the economy, it is called microeconomics. And when we talk about macro, it is the study of the whole economy, and it is this economy as a whole. So when we study the all entire concepts of economy, it is known as macroeconomics. Second is the price is the determination of the micro level, and the income is the determination level of the macroeconomics. If we talk about the third point, it deals with the only small unit and it deals with the whole economy. So you will be able to understand what is micro and what is macroeconomics. Now in the past, there were two economists, two approaches were taken, that is classical approach and the Keynesian approach. In classical economics, like the Adam Smith, Ricardo, Marshall, Matthews, these were the classical economists, and they decide that before 1929 there was full employment in the economy. Government was not interfering in any of the economic activity in determining the price, and there was a free economy, and only the aggregate demand and aggregate supply, the equilibrium level of the full employment level of the economy. And they believe that there is always full employment in the economy. But this theory proved wrong by the Keynesian in 1929, when there was a depression and when there is a lot of unemployment take place and the output goes down and there was no employment in the economy. So then this theory was proved wrong by the James Keynes, and that is called the Keynesian approach. And he said that there will be not always the full employment in the economy, and sometime aggregate demands is more than aggregate supply, and sometime aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand, like inflation and deflation situation take place in the economy. And this concept has been taken by the Keynesian economics after 1929. So in this, the Keynesian said that government intervened to bring the equilibrium level in the economy. Sometime when there's aggregate demand and aggregate supply are not equal, so government intervened to make the disequilibrium to remove the disequilibrium in the economy, and tries to make the position when there aggregate demand, aggregate supply, and there is not always full employment in the economy. So there will be sometime inflation and deflation take place. This theory was given by the Keynesian economics. I think you must have understood about the basic concept, and this concept is very important for the point of view of competitive examination. I think it will be clear. If you have any doubt or queries, please send queries to the Prashasti chat box. I will try to solve this problem. Thank you once again, and good night.